Hi everyone, myself Satvik, roll number 20951A054 5G4, branch CSE, section C, second year. The topic which I got for Tech Talk for the subject Business Economics and Financial Analysis is factors determining the working capital requirements. First of all, let us see what is a working capital. The working capital, also known as net worth capital, is the money that a company needs to manage its short-term expenses. It is calculated as a difference between an organization's current assets and its current liabilities. Working capital is a measure of the company's operational efficiency, liquidity, and short term financial health or solvency. The formula to calculate working capital is working capital equal to current assets minus current liabilities. Now, factors determining the working capital. Various factors influence working capital requirements. The majority of activities of the companies affect the company's working capital requirements. The magnitude of the influence may be different. Some important factors determining working capital requirements are as below. First, nature of the industry or business. 2. Seasonality of industry and production policy. 3. Competition. 4. Production cycle time. 5. Credit policy. 6. Growth and expansion. 7. Shortage of supply of raw materials. 8. Taxes. 9. Dividend policy. And 10. Price levels. There are many other factors, but in this PPT we will go through this. First, nature of the industry or the business. The management of working capital is completely different from industry to industry. A simple comparison of the service and manufacturing industries can clarify the point. In the service industry, there is no inventory, and therefore, one big component of working capital is already avoided. So, the nature of the industry is a factor in determining the working capital requirement. Seasonality of industry and production policy. Businesses are based on seasons, like the manufacturing of ACs, whose demand peaks in summer and dips in winter. The requirement for working capital will be more in summer than winter. If produced in the fashion of their demand, the production policy throughout the year can smoothen the fluctuation of the working capital requirement. There can be many more examples like nylon clothes, which will sell more in summer, sweaters, which will sell more in winters, and raincoats and umbrellas, which are more likely to be sold in rainy season because of rains. So, according to the season, the businesses need to change, and based on the season only, we will get the business. Competition. If the industry is competitive, quick quick response to customer needs is compulsory, and therefore a higher level of inventory is maintained. Liberal credit terms are also mandatory with good service to survive in the market. So, the higher the competition, the higher the requirement for working capital. As you can see, when there are 2 to 3 defense shops in a street, you prefer there will be competition. And to attract customers, some people may offer some offers like and reduce the prices compared to the other shops, which will automatically attract some customers. So, based on this, to survive in this competitive world, it determines our working capital. Production of cycle time. The production cycle time refers to the time required for converting the raw materials into finished goods. Higher the time, higher would be the time of blocking funds in the working capital. So if it takes more time for production, there will be more cost as well, because we need more production values, more labor or more inventory, etc. Credit policy and growth and expansion. A liberal credit policy demands a higher level of working capital, and a tight credit policy reduces it. Some industries are static. Coming to growth and expansion, some industries are static and others are growing. Obviously, a growing industries grows the requirement of working capital also as compared to a static industry. A industry which is stable may not need more working capital, but a startup or a company which is growing needs some working capital. Shortage of supply of raw material. If the raw material supply is not smooth for any reason, companies tend to store more raw materials than needed, increasing the requirement for working capital. Taxes. Payment of taxes often takes place in advance. This also blocks a part of working capital. Depending on the tax environment of the industry, working capital needs are also affected. If you see, if there is a shortage of raw materials, immediately the cost of the raw materials which we want will increase. As we all know that when demand is more, supply is less, automatically cost will increase, which will in turn affect the working capital. So shortage of raw materials also plays a vital role. Dividend policy. The dividend policy determines the level of retained profits with the business, which is also used as working capital. This is how we do it. Dividend policy affects the need for working capital. Coming to price levels of inventory and other expenses such as labor rates, etc., the increasing working capital requirements. If the company also can increase the price of their finished goods, it reduces this impact. To fix the price levels is also really important. The amount of profit we need or the amount of money we spend in preparing the item determines so many things, like the final MRP also. And the MRP we fix should be reasonable and also profitable to attract the customers. Other factors that determine or impact the working capital in some of the other way are cash requirements, volume of sales, terms of purchase and sales, inventory turnover, current assets requirement, operational efficiency. In what efficient way you can operate the system or you can maintain the labor or inventory so that we will make the product in less cost. Change in technology. So technology plays a vital role, as changing technology may lower your cost by so much. Firms' finance and dividend policy, attitude towards risk. If you take more risk, you'll get more profit. It is directly proportional. Raw material holding period, work in progress holding period, average collection period, finished goods holding period, average payment period, working capital cycle, safety stock of raw material, cash balance to be maintained. So with the with this, I have come to the end of the topic. I hope that you have gained some knowledge on factors affecting the working capital. With this, I would like to take leave from you. Thank you.